I'm feeling a little nostalgic, just a little bit. Like looking at my boy right here, both of them, dude. I'm freaking on cloud 9. Let's get this, dude. Let's just chill with this right here. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that that's visible. And then who do we want to bring along for the ride right now? Let's bring a piranha plant and let's go like super duper like non-traditional, dude. Let's go piranha plant and Luigi, dude. Let's just chill, okay? Yo, so we're like 40 days away from the Nintendo Switch 2 pickup. You know what I mean? A lot of people. Okay, so last video crushing, dude. Thanks for like those of you guys who are part of this, dude. Like, welcome in. We're gonna have some fun. Dude, that was. Hold on, let me grab that. Okay, let's try that again. Huh? Usually that just goes in perfectly. But I was looking through some of the comments, lots of fun ones. You want to know a couple funny ones, though? I always zone in on some of the silly ones. Someone's like, what kind of guy drinks coffee out of a tumbler? Okay, these, like, does this look familiar? If I was to turn it like this, right? This is not a tumbler. These aren't normal glasses. These are hollowed out Chaos Emeralds, obviously. Yeah, I'm drinking out of Chaos Emeralds. I have a special machine. You know, Dr. Robotnik helped me out. So obviously that's what those are. So let's just get that straight. I also had a crazy comment. I like to share these. That said, I can't believe you brought your kid to the line of GameStop. How inconsiderate and annoying for everyone around you. It's like, whoa. Oh, I didn't even consider it, actually. I didn't even consider that it would be annoying. Fortunately for me, my kid behaved, and so he was around, and all the different parents in line were very excited to interact with him. But I am seeing all of these people being like, I went to GameStop, I went to GameStop, I went to GameStop. And I'm curious, let me know in the comments, did you also go to GameStop? Because it seems like they genuinely saved the day. If you would have asked me just a few years ago, or told me rather, just a few years ago, hey, guess what? Gaming is going to feel like it did back in the 90s again. You're going to be playing games you love. And also, it's going to be priced the same as the 90s. And also, you're going to be picking them up at stores. And the saving grace of the gaming industry is actually in-store pickup. I tell you, you kidding me, dude? You kidding me? Like, what are you on? Are you eating the mushrooms? Like, what's going on, dude? These past 72 hours, there's been a lot of frustration that's online because people definitely like to share their frustration, but there's been a lot of celebration. And so I want to hone in on the nostalgia aspect of this whole experience, but also what we're about to get ourselves into in just over a month. First off, I'm a little bit low on the energy today, mainly because I didn't get my normal morning routine locked in on the weekend. A normal morning routine is just a cup of coffee, a bunch of water, and maybe a little bit of exercise. I very, very quickly, when I came down this morning, I woke up a little bit later because I was up late because I streamed last night. I don't like streaming at nighttime. I keep trying it. It's just not going to happen. If you want to watch live streams over on twitch.tv/JDXCoffee, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Fridays are still iffy. 6 a.m. Pacific time. Between 5 and 6 a.m. Just go over to Twitch. Follow over there. But I woke up this morning and I came downstairs, started, to fiddle around online, and then I was like, you know what? I want to try something new. I want to boot up the PlayStation 5. I want to get excited about some PlayStation 5 stuff and do this. And my daughter came downstairs. She's like, Dad, I want to watch you play video games. I was like, okay, cool. And I started playing for the first time since I purchased it, Astrobot. Whoa. What a fun game to share with my daughter. But very, very quickly, after I beat like 2 or 3 worlds, and I am just telling you right now, I'm going to be locked into that game for a while. After I beat 2 or 3 worlds, my daughter's like, hey, Dad, can you go build my bunk bed? And so I've spent all day building a bunk bed. It's cool. They are currently, both my daughter and my son are asleep in their bunk bed. We'll see how it goes tonight, but my daughter's on the top, my son's on the bottom. Fingers crossed that they don't get themselves into too much trouble. We are about to embark on a journey that a lot of us got to experience back in 2017, and for many of us, it was spectacular. For many of us, we all have our memories. I've talked about it before. I'm going to briefly bring it back, but we all have those memories, those moments, that first moment when Link goes up onto the cliff and looks out, and you're just like sitting at home, like, dude, I requested 6 days off of work for this. You know what I mean? And we're starting to get into that mode again. a lot of us are starting to get back into that idea of like, all right, there's going to be something new on the horizon, and there's plenty to be excited about. I know that I am just jumping for joy at the thought that some of my favorite titles that I enjoyed on launch of the Nintendo Switch 1 are not only getting a little bit more tender love and care to increase the performance, make the visuals more appealing, as well as adding some features that I may not use. Still, it's just the games that I really enjoyed playing off rip, they're coming back full force. We all, most of us, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to find someone. I'd be very, very surprised if I could find someone who didn't experience or have an experience with Breath of the Wild that wasn't breathtaking in and of itself. Like, I know that game, dude, like, I was locked in, and I would go to work and discuss and play and have fun talking about that game with so many people. And the really cool thing about that game that was interesting was it was off rip. It was a game that was played both on the Wii U as well as the Nintendo Switch. What are we rolling with today? That is going to be a 2, which is blue. And so with Nintendo Switch 2 getting upscaled, or whatever you want to call them, better treated Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, as well as some added bonus content to Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, as well as what's another one that's happening? I gotta move my mouse because it went black. But what is it? Kirby and the Forgotten Lands and Mario Party. There's a lot of stuff that is going to kind of be there right off rip. Some people look at it and they're like, nothing really new except for Mario Kart. For me, I look at it as like, ooh, it's excitement, it's breathing life back into experiences that I already have had that were so fantastic, and I genuinely am looking forward to having those experiences again in just a better overall, I mean, first form factor, because the size is going to be great, but also just performing better. I cannot wait to see and feel Breath of the Wild for the first time, for the second time. You know what I mean? Like, sitting there and watching them go out, and the frame rate's great. The resolution's beautiful. The game is stunning. The draw distance increased. All of this stuff, like, I'm genuinely looking forward to. Some people, again, look at it and like, well, we already got this. That's not enough. For me, it is. It's absolutely enough. It is, sure, I would love to get more games, and I absolutely know and believe and strongly with all of my soul understand that we will be getting more games, but there's so many already that I have to play that I haven't. I mean, just looking at this right here, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is the 3rd time this game has been released. I'm still playing it, and this game is a Nintendo Switch title. It'll work perfectly fine on my Nintendo Switch 2, and so this experience that we're all going to be stepping into come June is going to be one that is going to just be spectacular. I can't help but feel that I'm a part of a special club of individuals who were able to go and get a early release, a pre-order at GameStop. I've been thinking about it a lot, and people's stories online have been really, really exciting for me, because it just is this reminder of gaming how it used to be. There's this term that gets thrown around, which is we're so back. Like, it feels that way. I feel like gaming is starting to come back. Last night I was playing on stream Expedition 33, which is an incredible game if you're into turn-based RPGs. There's so many different mechanics to it. So many people were like, hey, you have to try this game. It's literally you in a game. Not the character himself, but it's a turn-based RPG with parry and dodge mechanics that have to be timed perfectly, similar to Elden Ring. It has these, the save, if you heal your character, all of the enemies show back up, so there's that mechanic that we're used to in Souls-like games, as well as, let's move the mouse, what else is in there? A really robust skill system for different abilities and stuff like that. Like, the game itself is just exactly what you would love. And as I was playing it, I'm like, this is Elden Ring, this is Chrono Trigger, this is Sea of Stars, this is Super Mario RPG, this is all these games that I've grown up loving all into one, and it's a French game, and the game can be played in French, and I speak French fluently, and so that is a really, really exciting experience to hear the music as well as the language of French. I'm playing it in French. A very, very fun experience. But I can't help but notice something is changing in the gaming space. We thought that last year was good. Or maybe some people didn't, but I did. this year is turning out to be insane. We're seeing the re-release of Oblivion, which people liked. I thought it was kind of boring personally, but hey, it is exploding. We're seeing these games, these weird indie roguelike games. Like, what is it? Blue something? I don't know. But you know what I mean? If you build a room, we're seeing stuff happen more and more and more. And as I look to what is about to happen on June 5th, the release of the Nintendo Switch 2, I can't help but to I can't stop smiling. The excitement for me isn't that, oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 is bringing so much to the table, is that gaming as a whole right now feels really, really good. There are really good things coming out. And as me, as a father and a husband, as my kids are getting older and I'm able to share more experiences with them, the games that I am starting to really find myself playing or looking forward to are games that I get to share with not only my family, but my friends and my group of friends that are busy, working professionals, parents. They honestly are gravitating towards this experience because they know it's one that they can trust, right? Safely. Also, it's going to be good. It's going to be nostalgic in a lot of ways. But also there is a robust community around it that is, oh man, so great. Since I have kind of put my flag out there saying like, I'm going to really look at this with a positive attitude and I'm not going to feed into some of the negativity that's out there, I've started to see people rally around that. I've started to see people really get excited outwardly. And the conversations around pricing and disappointment, while being disappointed, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not liking decisions that are being made, but the whole, rhetoric around the complaining about it has started to actually dissipate quite a bit. And for me, that really makes me feel a lot better about it. I know that at first, when everything happened with the Nintendo Switch and the negativity that started surrounding it, I thought, man, I was looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to it for years. Some sort of reveal from Nintendo. What's next? What's around the corner? And the public outcry, which we found out based on the pre-orders and the worldwide acceptance of this device, is like genuinely the vocal minority. But this outcry that existed, I was very, very saddened by it. I was like, is no one going to be excited about this? Is this going to be something that I get and then no one around me they're just going to be like, whatever, dude, you're on your own. And I don't get to share these moments with other people? Well, turns out that's not the case at all. And I am so elated about it, right? Sure, some of those purchases when the pre-orders went up or bots and whatever, but the amount of people out there that are genuinely stoked and excited and looking forward to June 5th is infectious. Like, I had this experience with my son. Don't know why I couldn't say that. With my son at GameStop ordering the device. Since then, I've been thinking about all the fun things I'm going to be able to do, sharing games. This morning with my daughter with Astrobot, I'm like, I'm going to be able to play all of these titles with not just my daughter, with my son, extra controllers, with my wife. The four of us can play games together, and this is such a powerful, powerful thing in a household that strives to do things as a family, right? Me and my family, my kids and my wife, we try to do things together, right? My wife is a working professional. I'm a stay-at-home, work-from-home parent. And so we don't get to be the four of us for extended amounts of time until the weekends, right? In the evenings too, but evenings usually it's just like eat food, get the kids ready for bed. I'm editing, I'm trying to get stuff done, and then they're off to bed. So the weekends are really where it's at. In the morning times, we tend to dilly-dally, lollygag, and, do kind of whatever. Lots and lots of whatever. With Mario Kart, which my daughter has been obsessed with Super Mario Deluxe U, which my daughter and I have been playing together, Super Mario 3D World, with Super Mario Wonder, which is a game that for me was, I don't know how to sell this properly. I don't want to oversell it, but I don't want to undersell it. So let me try it. Let me come up with the words here. The greatest 2D Mario game I have ever played since Super Mario World. I think that's adequately selling it. Right, bud? Like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's the greatest Super Mario Brothers game, like, since Super Mario World. I 100%ed that game, which was very challenging in the very, very last level. If you know, you know. Yes, I 100%ed it. I have every single thing achieved. which is huge. I don't usually strive to 100% games, but that one I was like, I have to. It's great. I'm probably going to try to 100% Astrobot as well, because that game is chef's kiss. And the thought that like my daughter is also going through that journey, knowing that my daughter's going through that journey, she's enjoying Super Mario Wonder. She's played and beaten on her own Yoshi's Crafted World. My wife likes playing Lego Harry Potter. My son likes watching Super Mario Brothers. He likes watching the games, and he's starting to get interested in playing the Switch. Like, these experiences are at the core of the Nintendo experience as a whole, right? As the whole thing itself is all about, the whole marketing ploy, marketing scheme, marketing, things that they're doing is we play more together. This idea is phenomenal. It's exciting because it's no longer looking at yourself, but looking at those around you. How can we get each other involved in this? I love the idea that you only need one cartridge to share the device and share the game with up to 3 others for a total for certain games. I really like that. It's something that we had on the Nintendo 3DS as well as the DS, this cartridge share. I mean, even on, I believe on a Game Boy Advance, we were able to do cartridge share too with Mario Kart. If I am mistaken, please correct me. But I know that this is a thing that has existed before. This idea of get as many people together to play video games as possible. This silly camera, which I absolutely pre-ordered because I think it's a funny idea that is going to be fun to utilize, whether it's utilized once or multiple times, whether the game chat feature is actually robust and perfectly made. The thought and the sentiment alone isn't play sometimes with others, it's play often with others, interact often with others, enjoy this with others. I just see it in my brain right now. The Twitter post of people playing Super Smash Brothers in line to wait for the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order. Like, this is the thing. This is the magic sauce. This is the thing that we are all now counting down to that June 5th release, where we get to start doing this more. When you see people going to a coffee shop, sitting around, playing games with each other, sitting in the break room at work, calling up the friends to be like, yo, let's do the, online tournament together. Whatever it may be. Hey, I want to play this game alongside you. Let's share screen. Whatever it may, this is so magical and beautiful in the gaming space. And it's existed before. I mean, I did this with my buddy Chase over on, what was it? It was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We were both going through the game, and there was like this Fort Condor specific mini game that I love. I love Fort Condor. He's like, he hated it. He's like, it's just the mini game he loathed. And so I'm like, I'll play it. I was able to play it, like stream and actually like play it on his, which was crazy. I couldn't even believe that I could take over the game and play it, but I was able to do it. It was pretty cool. This idea of sharing games with each other and these experiences with each other isn't old. We do this. But the fact that there's just some sort of this like, it's not a secret, but this like club, this feeling, this camaraderie, this it's nostalgic to a certain extent. I mean, I remember growing up and having a Game Boy Advance SP in my pocket at all times. And me and my friends, we all did. You take out your SP, the other person take out their SP. You may be playing different games, but there was something there. There was something there. And I may be putting way too much into the Nintendo Switch 2. I may be really future casting some sort of experience that's like wildly unrealistic. But I feel like there's just something there with these experiences, with going through and playing Breath of the Wild with friends, with going through and experiencing the Mario Kart, with going through and playing that with other people, with the future releases like Elden Ring and stuff like that people are going to be able to play who didn't get to play it before because they didn't have PlayStation or they didn't have a PC or Xbox. With these titles that are coming to the Switch itself, I feel like people are starting to be able to have these experiences in such a way that they're like, I finally feel like there's a device that is for me, a device that is something that I can hold on to and I can actually use. Now, I've felt that way about the Steam Deck, but admittedly, as time has gone on, I realized that even though I am someone who has absolutely loved my experience with the Steam Deck, I realized that it genuinely isn't that way for everybody. Not that they don't love it, but that device is pretty unique. I think it's the greatest portable PC device out there. Most approachable, surely the easiest to use. But it's not for everybody. And the reason why I say that is that while I was in line a couple days ago, talking with people, I'm like, I've been a huge fan of the Steam Deck. And multiple people were like, yeah, I got one. It just don't feel right. And I'm like, that's crazy, because I think it does feel right. I think it's like really, really ergonomic. It like feels good in the hands. Like, it's just too big. The Switch was already it's solid, it's simple, it's easy. And I'm like, that's so crazy to me. It's so crazy. And what happened was I like stepped outside of this greater gaming space, because I've been kind of like narrowed in to like the algorithm and like the online space. And I got into the real world. And you know what's out there? A bunch of people who don't care about any of these crazy things that we talk about online. They're just like, hey, cool, this is gonna be great for me and my family. Let's get one. That's the thinking behind it all. Hey, cool, this is gonna be a really good experience for me and my family. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with my friends at the brewery playing Mario Kart. That's like literally how people talk about this. This crazy rhetoric online about like this, oh, I can't believe that, we've had this, it's not the whole game is on the cartridge, it's half this, half that. Yeah, they're just like, oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. Like, that's the general public. That's the reason why in 10 minutes we saw games just systems impossible to be purchased in North America. That's the reason why over the past 48 hours, this specific device has sold so many units. That over the past, I guess, 30 days, or not quite 30 days yet, but almost month, we have seen this thing sell like hotcakes. It's because most people are just like, yeah, whatever. Like let's say 5,000 people that make videos about how terrible the Nintendo Switch is, and then the additional, let's say 25, let's give it 100,000 people that are angry about it. So 105,000, right? Let's just round up. 150,000 people that are really angry about it pales in comparison to like the multiple million people that are like out and excited, so excited. And I didn't realize that till I stepped outside of this bubble, this gaming bubble, and looked at it and saw through the eyes of just the general public. They are so excited to play games with each other, to share games with each other, to stand in line and to talk about their favorite games over the past 7 years, to be around each other and to be like, hey, let's exchange friend codes and play games with each other. For goodness sakes, I talked to a person who I only met a few times at my wife's work, and we've talked a few times, very friendly, very nice. And he's like, give me your friend code. I want to play video games with you. I just got a text message from an old buddy who's like, hey, we don't have friend codes. Let's play games together. Like, literally, this is happening like crazy. Everyone's like, let's just play games together. I haven't had an experience this wholesome since I was in high school. This is beautiful. This sentiment, this idea, this experience that is being just formed before our eyes is not about digital purchases. It's not about game carts not containing all the game. It is not about price points and accessories and tariffs and politics, conservatives and liberals. It's about, let's enjoy this together. And for me, I've been looking for that. Someone said in my comments one day, they're like, you've gone back and forth so many times, but I'm still here because I finally see it. You have been searching and searching and searching for the Nintendo Switch 2 since you purchased your first Steam Deck. And I'm like, that is insight I was not expecting to receive in the comment section during one of the darkest, lowest points in my life. And it's true. I've been searching for the Nintendo Switch 2. Not because the Nintendo Switch 2 is the answer to gaming, because it certainly isn't. But what it is this statement piece. It is, hey, we are here to provide you with more time with the things you've grown to love. Not just more time, but we're also going to take care of it and make it look better, play better, feel better, and also provide you with ways to experience different elements of a game that wasn't released originally, with DLC content for different games and whatever it may be. We're also going to bring games to you that you haven't been able to play before because, let's face it, the Switch 1 wasn't able to do it. And we're also going to deliver incredible experiences for you to be had with so many of your friends. But last of all, we don't want you to do it alone. We don't want this experience to be one that is individual. We want it to be crowd. We want it crowdsourced, not crowdsourced. We want it to be community-based. We want you to actually enjoy this with other people, so much so that we've baked into the hardware a chat function. Not that we're giving you this chat function for free, right? Which people like to scream about that, but rather we are focusing so hard on the idea of community that we're making it a hardware choice. Not just a software choice, like a hardware choice, right? Now, I mean, that's crazy to me. Xbox did something similar. They said, we know you guys like sharing your clips, so we're gonna make a hardware choice for you to just have a share button, which I was like, that's an interesting thing that you're adding to the controller, is just the share button, but it is what it is. This is what I've been looking for. This is exactly what I've been looking for. Not just a system, but something to take the thing that I already love about gaming and to give me more life in it, to give me longer times, more memories, and just to actually treat it the way that I want it to be treated, which is, hey, we know you've got plenty that you haven't touched yet. Here's a way to enjoy it in a better way. Here's a way for it to feel better in your hands, to look better because of the screen, to play better because of the hardware that's inside. But most of all, we're not going to change much because we know that you already love what is here in front of you. I think it was a safe move and I'm excited about it, but when I look at June 5th, I look at it as the first day of the Nintendo Switch all over again. Not a repeat, not a re-release, but actually a DeLorean. A way to go back in time and to watch myself experience something that was so spectacular back 8 years ago now, for the first time all over again. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait. Looking to June 5th is crazy. And I keep saying June 5th, and I'm hoping I'm right. I think it is June 5th. That's a Thursday. It is a Thursday. And June 6th, for those of you who know, I mentioned it last Cup, and I'll mention it again until it happens, is day one of a multi-day streamathon called the Coffeethon, where I'll be focusing in on the Nintendo Switch 2 and enjoying video games and playing games with you guys live on stream for multiple days in a row with ways to extend the stream to a certain point. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you're followed over on twitch.tv/jdxcoffee, where I stream and do have a morning coffee show a few times a week, 6 a.m. Pacific time is where I'm doing it right now. So yeah, I want to know your stories though. Let me know in the comments below. Fill it up because I've been reading these stories and they've been getting me amped up. It's why I'm making a weekend cup when I'm usually not making a weekend cup. But also I'm low in caffeine, so I figured I'd share this cup with you guys rather than just make it by myself. So for the rest of the weekend, you guys have a good one. And as always, play more and be kind. See ya.